Why, hello there, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It's April Mason here, your favorite dating and feminine lifestyle strategist, coming to you today on this beautiful Monday. I know here in Atlanta it's like 83 degrees and the sun is shining. And it's a beautiful day because you're alive. If you're watching this, it means that you, my dear, are alive. So I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm actually in my office and I finally set up my webcam. I've had this webcam for I don't know how long, probably about 2, 3 years now, and I just never used it. But now that I want to go live with a couple of special guests, dual screen, I said, April, you can't really do that from your phone, so you're going to have to do it using your webcam. So I decided to set it up. I've been in my home now for about 6 months, and I'm just now having the or taking the time to get my office together. I'm still getting things in order, but this time of self isolation has been really, really, really good. For me, in regards to self reflecting, in regards to deciding on a few different things, a few different things. So this is my first time doing this directly from my webcam. So I'm not sure how it all works, but let me check my phone to make sure that, first of all, that I am on the right page. Let's see. Make sure I'm on the right page. Da, da, da. Hold on. Okay, I see y'all coming in now. I see you coming in now. You're coming a little bit faster when I'm on my phone. Okay, I can see it. I can see it now. I can see it now. So, anywho, I wanted to come and talk to you about something. Fellas, this is for the ladies. This is for the ladies. I want to talk to you about something that I've been really, really thinking about probably over the last year or so, but right now with what's going on in our country, it's very imperative, ladies, that you hear me today. But before I get started, this video is brought to you by Ming Cosmetics. Ming Cosmetics. And it comes, their lipstick is really, really pretty, and it comes in this really, really, really pretty bag right here. And I got sent the color called Seduction. Isn't that pretty, ladies? Look at that. It's called Seduction, honey. So make sure you visit Ming Cosmetics. You can go to ming.cosmetics on Facebook and Ming Cosmetics on Instagram and pick up you some lipstick. I gotta say, one of the things in the Great Depression that continued to sell was lipstick. Because regardless of what's going on in the world, a woman always wants to look beautiful. And it comes in this beautiful sachet case, okay? So let's get into today's video. Feminine women, it's time to rise up. When I say this, I mean it's so time to rise up that the reason why there's a lot of foolishness going on in our country and in our communities is because feminine women have not took a stand. And this is what I mean. The Dalai Lama made a statement that said Western women would save the world. Now, it could be because he wanted to say that because it was Women's Day. But when I heard it, I heard something different. I believe that wise, feminine women will step up and play their position. Because what's happened is our country is ran in a very masculine way. When you start looking at what happened when women entered into the workforce, we left our femininity at home because we felt like in order to be able to survive, we had to perform in the same manner that men performed. So when you look at women's health issues since the they've skyrocketed since about the 1960s. What happened that caused women to start having this shift in health issues? It's my belief that because we entered into a masculine workforce, excuse me, my hot tea. Mm. Since we've entered into a masculine workforce, instead of us bringing our creativity, our know how, our empathy, our ability to transform with our presence, our ability to lean back, but yet in our lean back, we are so much more powerful than any time, we are forced or have to take a particular traditional lead way. And what's happened is because we did not do that, and we were trying to survive because our mothers were trying to survive and her mother was trying to survive, and we looked at it in a more of a patriarchal type of way. The man was the head, which I do believe in, but I also believe in the woman plays her position right alongside him, because no matter what we try to change or how we try to come up with our own way of doing things, the creator, whether you call the creator God, I'm starting to believe that the creator was a woman, Mother Earth, hint, hint. Regardless of what you believe or how you believe or who you believe created us on this planet, there was an order set. The masculine and the feminine, period. As women, we have masculine traits just like men have feminine traits. But at the default for us all is our femininity as women. But because we were not taught to go be a powerful, successful woman, but bring your femininity along with you, we are now in a position where our communities have no empathy, where creativity is being used, but not necessarily to uplift or to even make sense, because people are using their creativity. You can go on Instagram all day and night and you can see people using their creativity. But what's happening is a lot of it is dumbing down our children. It's dumbing down the way we think. It's just not being used in my belief, in a way that is going to expand as well as enlighten others. That's why I say you can manifest anything that you want, be it good or bad. Manifesting and law of attraction doesn't know the difference between the two. It's up to you to decide what you're going to do with it. That's why so many people keep going through the same issues of life over and over again, thinking it's a test, and it's really not a test. What it really is you're using your brain power, your ability to visualize, and your ability to create, to continue to create the same scenarios and situations, just at a different year, different month, a different person, a different state. You're in a different country, but it's the same stuff, but a different day. So we all have the ability to create, especially women. I hear so many women talk about, and even I see it on television, women, they start businesses at a very, larger rate than men. And we hey, yeah about that, right? But what they're not telling you is that I would say maybe less than 5% of those women that are starting businesses in droves, I wouldn't even go as safe to say as probably around 2 to 3% of those women are those are only ones that even making six figures in their business. So you can start a business all day. You can get your calculations from the business license office in the county or the state to see who's starting businesses, but that does not equal you making money, right? So we need to pay attention to what we're getting excited about. So it's one thing to be able to start a business. It's another thing to be able to tap into your feminine creativity, that divine womb area that gives life and that brings birth, to be able to not live in survival mode, because you understand I am a feminine woman and I have the ability to create. When you understand that, when so many women, if they just come into that understanding in agreement and all rise up, you will see something totally different in our country. Right now, even the women in leadership positions in our country, no matter the race of woman, is masculine. They go toe to toe in a masculine way. They might wear the suit, they might have their hair done and their lipstick on and everything, and eyelashes is batting. But the energy is still masculine because for whatever reason, women are afraid to lean back into the feminine energy and watch how they get things done. You will talk different. You will your energy will be different. How you think will be different. How you strategize will be different. There's just a certain level of toolkit. I won't say level. There's just a certain toolkit that the Creator gave women that He did not give men, and vice versa. We should never be trying to compete with men. What the thing that makes us different is what makes us great. Think about it. We've been taught that I can do what he can do. Why would you want to? Because your power is not being able to do what he can do. Your power is being that missing piece that he's not, whether it's in a romantic relationship or whether it's in the boardroom. So it's time for feminine women to really rise up and to understand, or women to understand their femininity is even there. No more should you be living in survival mode. No more should you be worried about, what's going to happen next. That survival mode has kept you with health problems. You have women that I know my clients that have been successful in business. They make a lot of money. They have a great, a wealth of material things, but they're still lonely. They still feel like they're unwanted. It's said that over 50 to 60% of women are not in a meaningful relationship. And now when we break that down by ethnicities, the numbers are even more staggering. So when you have a woman who is very successful and she has everything, that she was told that she has to go and get, but she still battles with depression and sadness and loneliness. But then you have the other woman who is more on the nurturing side. She's the woman that she sacrifices herself constantly for other people. She puts everyone else before her, and she still has the same level of loneliness, not feeling worthy, not feeling like she's enough, and she's still feeling like some things are missing. Even the woman that is the married woman, sacrificing herself for her husband. It said that women, even in relationships and marriages, are having sex a lot less than our mothers, okay? And a lot of it stems from not tapping into that feminine energy so that you are only reliant upon your energy and how you feel, and determining how you're going to choose to feel to make you happy. If you want to say no today, it's okay. I don't want to do nothing today. I felt that way for the last 3 days. I didn't feel like doing anything, so I didn't. And I was okay with that. I sat around. I didn't feel like doing anything that required a lot of brain power. I started cleaning my office. Tonight I'm going to do a mani-pedi. I made body scrubs. I made shower bombs, menthol shower bombs. I tried my hand at making spelt bread. I went and bought some canvases and some acrylic paint so I could try some little watercolor. Because what I'm getting at is the more you are sitting back, leaning back in your creativity and not doing anything that's causing you to think about survival, the answers that you need or that you might not even been seeking to help you in that particular area of sustaining yourself, they're going to automatically come. But because so many women are operating like men, well, what's April? What if the man wasn't there and I had to be the lead? Here's the thing. Just because a man is out of position doesn't mean you have to get out of position. Let me say that again. Just because a man is out of position, meaning he might not be taking care of his children, or he might not be the lead of the house, or you might just be a single mom or divorced, or whatever your situation is that calls the man not to be there. Just because one person gets out of position doesn't mean you get out of position. In my book, Are You an Asset? 11 Keys to Being a Woman Who Brings More to the Table Than Her Appetite, I talked about you can have a plethora of single fathers raising children. You will only hear maybe 1%, if that, of them say, I'm mom and dad. They never try to take on the role of being the mother. They stay in their masculine. For whatever reason, women feel as though they have to not just be mom, but be mom and dad. And then what you've done once you shift into that mom and dad energy is now you have taken on what it means to be in the masculine full time. Because remember, when you go to work every day, you're in the masculine. You're using logic all day. You're solving problems. You're doing all of these things. You're not in the feminine. You're not leaning back. You're not being nurturing. You're not in your creativity. You're not doing that. So when you get home from being in the masculine, you do not click on feminine with your children. I know that I've lived that because it wasn't until I went through my own spiritual awakening in 2014 that I realized, wow, April, you've been operating in the masculine all of this time, and your children, they are different now. Your sons are different now that you are in the feminine. Because I used to be a yeller. I used to yell all the time. But when I started going through my spiritual awakening, I even noticed my sons, they would step up in ways that I didn't even have to say anything. But my energy shifted. Some women will say, well, Miss April, these men, they don't step up. Your energy is preventing them from doing so. Because a feminine woman will always ignite the protector and provider inside of a masculine man. I remember I had to fall back before we went into quarantine, and I was with my trainer. And after the end of all of our sessions, he stretches me. So I lay down on the mat and he stretches me. And then I remember he said, I don't need your help. And I'm like, huh? He said, I got it. Even in me just laying there and allowing him to stretch, he'd be stretching me into these little pretzels. Best stretches. I need this quarantine to be over because I need to get my stretches again. But he would stretch me in the most, oh my God, they were just the best stretches, right? But I didn't even realize, I wasn't even conscious enough to realize that, April, you're trying to lead in this. And then one day, I'm laying on my back and he's in front of me and he does this thing with my leg where he twisted it. I don't know how he does it, but we were in the midst of a conversation and he stops. He says, I didn't ask you for no help. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, just relax and let me take it. So even in that, we're so used to being in the lead that we don't even pay attention. So I said, okay, all right, Mr. Trainer. I'm going to let you go ahead and have that, okay? So we have to be aware. So we cannot complain about men not stepping up when we have not put ourselves in the feminine energy to even be helped, okay? So right now it's the time for feminine women to rise up because our country needs it. We are being just dragged in all different types of directions because there is no feminine leadership. And feminine leadership is not about just being a woman. It's not about just being able to wear a dress. It's not about just being able to put on lipstick. If you look at, with the exception of maybe one of our first ladies in this country, that our president's wives, they were not they were not feminine. They were empowering. The most feminine first lady we've ever had was Jackie O. Honestly, Jackie Kennedy was who I would say was the most feminine first lady we've had. Everyone else, they may have looked the part, but they were more empowerment. And when you look at our country and our women, what do you see more of? You see more empowered women. But yet, we're not empowered to be in our feminine essence. We're not empowered to say, you know what? I just want to be a girl today. I don't want to do anything. I just wanted to be catered to and nurtured, and I just want to be taken care of. I want to feel protected. I want to have security. This is what I want right now. I just want somebody to cover me. That's really what I want. I have to be in a position to where I have to be on the front lines. I'm not trying to do what you can do. I want to play my part because, me playing my part makes everything across the board equal. You can't do what I can do. You can't birth children, and I don't have the same level of strength that you have. My strength comes from my femininity. That's why I always tell women that it's not that you cannot attract a protector, provider type of man. That type of man is ignited by a feminine woman. No, I don't make the rules. I just know how it works. Even my gay friends, and I've said this before, even my gay friends understand the order of the masculine and the feminine. They understand it. So it's amazing how women will push back against being softer, gentler. Doesn't make you powerless. But what it does is it says, I have a toolkit right here. Here's my toolkit. And in my toolkit, I have these particular type of tools. In his toolkit, he has these particular type of tools that are opposite of mine. But yet we need both sets of toolkits in order to build this one house. Okay? So our society has tried to turn us against using our feminine essence, our feminine wiles, our girly wiles, the things that make us who we are, just so we can say, nope, I'm going to show him that I can do what he can do. Instead of saying we are equal across the board, men and women are equal when it comes to being humans, when it comes to having the same rights, but we are not equal in the toolkit of stuff that the Creator gave us, because the thing is, they were meant to complement each other. I don't want to be able to do what a man can do. I'm not breaking my back. I did that already. I don't like how that feels. I don't like having to have the conversations of, girl, I had to take these kids here. I had to get the house fixed. I had to do all of these things by myself. And I don't need no pat on the back for that. I don't need to be strong in that manner. There's a man that's supposed to be strong for me in that manner. I don't need to do that. And just because our mothers were strong, independent women, it doesn't mean that it was right. And what's happened is, my mama taught me don't depend on nobody else. Well, she taught you wrong. We didn't even come into this on this planet by ourselves. We had our mama pushing us out. Hopefully our daddy was there. The nurse, the midwife, and the doctor. And family members if they were around. So we've been made to believe that we cannot depend on one another. That's why human connection is so important, but yet they're constantly disconnecting us. And then we continue to stay disconnected because we refuse to look within and say, well, you know what? Maybe I need to use a different set of tools. I'm over here in his bag. Howdy. I need to be over here in my bag. Because I'm over here in his bag, he's trying to build this house, but I'm over here in his masculine bag, handed him the same tools that he already got. So guess what's happening? No house is being built. But I will stand there and go back and forth about why I can do and use the same tools he's using to build this house, not realizing the house is never being built because you need to be back here across the street in your bag and handing tools from your bag because this is what's needed. He got that covered. So when women always say, Miss April, these men, they won't rise up, it's because you are already in the position. You never have to worry about attracting a powerful protector, provider type of man when you're in the feminine energy. Only women that are not in the feminine energy complain about that. Because the very thing that attracts a man, a man, whether he's a good or a bad man, is the feminine energy. So if you're not attracting men that are protectors and providers for you, and you don't feel secure with, it would suggest that that's something that you have, that thing, that girl, but use that to ignite that in him. Because I don't make the rules. I just know how it works. And it's worked like that from the beginning of time. Because the Creator specifically designed women a particular way and men a particular way. But we've been made to believe that over time, everything has to be done in a masculine manner. And look at the world today. Women have been made to believe that they have to do things. It's almost like our country is the man's domain. And instead of women coming to dominate, not dominate in a manner of trying to just necessarily take over, but dominate in her femininity, they would rather, well, they've taught us to, instead of dominate in what you bring to the table, adhere to what they do. And so then we end up with a country that is built on nothing but masculinity. That's why a man can always say women are more powerful than men. Not because they lack power, but they understand the power of the divine feminine. Okay? They understand that. Women, I'm having the hardest time getting women to understand that. Getting women to buy into their own power. So I wanted to share that with you. I mean, I got to look to the side to see if I can see these here comments. Let's see. Because I kind of like this on my computer. Let's see. What do I see? Yes, yeah, that's right, Antoinette. I said just because men are out of position doesn't mean you got to get in position. Absolutely. So it's very important that women rise up. I hate when people do this. I hate when people promote their stuff on my live. I think that's the most rude thing that a person can do. It always make me not do business with somebody that posts their business without asking. I think that's so not social media etiquette. And they'll just post their link. And I hate that, because what it says to me is you don't value or have etiquette to say, is it okay if I do this? I just always do that. I normally end up blocking them people anyway. But yeah, I never understood that. Never understood that. But I wanted to share that with you ladies. It's time to rise up, and it's time to be in your feminine energy and be okay with being in your feminine energy. If you don't know how, there are hold on. Never mind, I'll do it later. Oh, that's somebody else promoting. Hey ladies, I was wondering if you'd like to be a 30-day product tester for me using one of... Girl, Kendra, if you don't get off my page with that BS, consider yourself officially blocked. Because that's very rude. Let's see, who else had a question? Let's see. I thought I saw another couple questions. So yes, ladies, it is. Absolutely. It's time to rise up and be okay with being a woman. I'm so tired of boss chicks and bad bitches. I swear I am. Here's the thing. Even the challenges that are going on the internet right now is getting on my freaking nerves, because everybody want to be a savage, bad, bougie, ratchet, or whatever they saying. It's like, why does everything has to be so hard? Let me prove to you that I'm this and I'm feminine energy. Don't do that. That's not. We don't have to prove anything. We just are. And everybody doing my daughter was like, Mama, you should do a challenge. I said, if I do a challenge, it's gonna be a whole another April Mason challenge. I ain't doing that foolishness. I said, because I'm looking at all aspects of it. Nothing is ever in the feminine. It's all, when I was watching even that challenge, when they did a video with Taraji and Brandy and Jada Pinkett, with with that little ratchet, whatever that song is, I'm a Savage song. That's it. I'm a Savage. All of the clips that they put inside of these little videos for these celebrity women, they were all cussing people out. They were all letting somebody know. They were all reading somebody. They were all slapping or fighting somebody. They were all very aggressive. They were all showing you, yeah, I got this. They was doing it was all of that, right? And I'm like, this is the culture that we live in. And you wonder why you don't see any feminine energy and our young women don't have anybody to model after. It's because the women are just as aggressive as the men. So now I don't make it up. Just look at it. Look at how non-feminine the women, the young girls that have come after us. But yet we can't really blame them for it. We can't really blame them for it. Look at what's really going on. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting to me to be able to see that, although I talk about femininity as the woman, but looking at the lack of it, even when I look on the internet. A lot of women think feminine is sex. That ain't it. That's not it. And so I really would like for each and every one of you that's watching the live as well as the replay to ask yourself, is there awakening going on within me? Am I a woman who's pretty much content in her life? I have a couple dollars. I drive nice. I live nice. I have a great career, but there's still something missing. Am I the woman that's maybe not where she wants to be in life, but she still feels like I could be doing so much more? Are you the woman that's married or in a relationship that continues to sacrifice herself for everyone else and putting everyone else first, but there's something on the inside of you trying to wake up and you're trying to figure out, what is this? If you can identify with any of those three type of women that I just named, the feminine energy is trying to awaken. See, no matter how strong, independent, very matter of fact, being Mary Jane was or Olivia Pope was, that feminine essence and desire as a woman that was always within them to nurture, to want to be in a loving, meaningful relationship, to feel protected, to feel connected, to have that security, to be able to be vulnerable, to be able to sit back and know that when he say he got it, to be able to feel like you can just really just be. If you feel that that's what you desire, you need to get into the feminine energy so you can attract that into your life. If we all, or a large population of us, came into that energy and got on that frequency, do you not understand what we could do in this world? Because the masculine have been running rampant. And what we need to do is balance that out. We're not coming in to take over. What we're coming in to do is to actually give wise counsel. There's a reason why different religion and philosophers call wisdom her. Women are supposed to have wisdom, but because everything has been dumbed down, so have our women, to where they react off of everything versus respond. You know, the wisdom of a woman is more powerful than anything, which is why wisdom is called her. But if we're constantly feeding women things that dumb them down, If we're constantly watching reality TV, we're constantly watching and listening to music that is constantly getting in our subconscious, regardless of what people say, music will get in your subconscious and you won't even realize why you're doing a particular thing. That's like when you want to change the mood to have sex, you put on some Isley Brothers. You want to change the mood. Music does that. And people that create the music know this as well. So women are not being as wise as they need to be. They're not being thinkers. And ladies, I need you to be just as feminine and soft, but that masculine side of you that causes you to be a thinker and causes you to use logic and causes you to be able to strategize. I need you to fine tune that piece as well too, because you can be in the masculine and be able to go work and go make money, but that don't mean you have wisdom. That's something different. So ask yourself those questions. Is there something on the inside of me that I'm really, really trying to get to that next place? And it's all in the feminine energy. I don't want to hear no more about what these men are doing. We don't care about what they're not doing. Because wise women understand that when women get into alignment and have a standard, not a superficial standard, but have a standard for who she is and because as her, as a woman, the right type of men will fall at her feet. She doesn't have a problem attracting men. She never asks where are all the good men at, because they flock to her because her feminine energy sends out this signal. And it's like all kind of men from everywhere, black, white, green, yellow, purple, doesn't matter, because it's the feminine energy that's that signal that's going out. So a lot of you are trying to look the part, dress the part, trying to think the part, educate the part. You're trying to do it in that manner, but the very things that you're doing, you're still complaining about why it's not working. If I'm all of this, why am I not meeting really quality guys? Because you've done the work in a masculine way. You have not done the work in a feminine way. Okay? So I wanted to share that with you this afternoon as I sit here and get a couple of things done. I've been in here working and actually enjoying my grandbabies for the last couple of days. They've been with their grandmama. And now that they've gone home, Granny has to get some work done. But take some time and ask yourself, after this whole quarantine is over, after we go to this new life that we will have after this new way of living, do I want to have the same results that I had before this reset button was hit? Yes, Carol, you can accomplish more when you allow him to be on the masculine side. Do you teach women the art of femininity? Sometimes body language speaks masculine. I absolutely do. I have a course called How to Tap Into Your Femininity, as well as I teach that in the Teach Me How to Date VIP Academy. And you can visit those by visiting aprilmason.com. You can see all that I have to offer, and I have a lot of new stuff coming as well too. Because feminine energy, y'all hadn't seen me a while because it's been on 10, and I've been sitting here, got this big old notepad right here, and I've been writing. And I got some things coming that I've been working on. Should you always be feminine even though he is not showing you the same? You're feminine, that's the thing. Your femininity is not for him, it's for you. See, nobody can make you change who you are. If you're only, and you might want to go back and watch the video that I did called Be Dope for You Not to Get a Husband. People would always ask me, once I got into this, after I went through my breakup and I went through the spiritual awakening, April, if everything that you teach works, why haven't you remarried, right? And they would list all of these wonderful qualities about me, and I'd be like, okay, I see you notice. Here's the thing. This is where we get it twisted. When you become a dope woman for yourself, meaning you do your healing work, meaning you're aware and you're alert every moment of the day, meaning you have forgiven and let go of the past, meaning you've taken responsibility for every man or decision that you've made that was not the best decision for you, and you don't place blame on other people. When you take control of your entire life and do the work to become a dope woman, and this have nothing to do with your education or the degrees that you have, what you then will do is you're no longer desperate or itching to be in a relationship. Now you can desire one, but a feminine woman always has a plethora of options waiting there for her. Always. Always. Quality options. However, because she has done her work, she's more selective in who she's selecting. A lot of women think that they're selective in who they're selecting, but it's from the standpoint of they're trying to match him with the degrees and stuff and how much money he made. That's not the same thing that I'm talking about. So most women that say they have a standard and he has to have these things, they're all from a material standpoint. I'm talking about a spiritual, a inner knowing, a inner awakening. So a woman in that position, she will meet the men with money. She will meet the men that want to take care of her. She will meet the men that they don't understand what's going on and why it's like he's off the chart. His senses are off the charts when he's around her or even think about her, because that feminine energy has locked him in, right? But she's in a position to where she knows she's dope for herself first. So she's very selective on who she chooses as her mate. But most women, they don't think from that perspective. Yes, I do have a standard. I know that's right, Miss April. Yeah, but Miss April's standard that she's talking about is not the same. He has to have a degree. He has to make 6 figures. He has to be yay high. He has to have, his penis has to be this particular size. He got to be look like this. He has to, have this portfolio. Those are basic thinking chick type deals. That's basic. Okay? So you got to ask yourself, am I talking about my standard from a Miss April's perspective, or is it what society told me that I should be looking for in a man? I'm talking about something totally different. So for the woman that said, what if he's not responding to your femininity? It would just means you're not actually in the feminine. You are pretending to be in the feminine, because you got to remember, when you start pretending to be a thing, you will not get the same result as something that's authentic. A feminine woman probably who lives in it every day, to where she ain't even got to think whether I'm being feminine or whether I'm not being feminine. She probably can get all that she needs from the man that you're talking about. I'm just saying. She probably can. And so while you're trying to be a thing and he's not responding, because the masculine can't help but to respond to the feminine. It's just how we're wired. It's equivalent to a man can't help but to not think about sex a lot of times during the day. It's just how they're wired. We're just wired. The masculine just likes and draws to the feminine. It's just what it is. Whether he's a married man and sees a feminine woman that needs some help, he might not try to be getting with her, but regardless if he's married or not, that feminine energy still stopped him in his tracks. He just might say, oh, ma'am, you need some help with your groceries. It might be nothing bad. It could be something really innocent. But the feminine energy is just that powerful. But too many women will not get into it, because it's like, Miss April, you tell women to go back to the 50s and cater to men. Well, if that's what you want to believe, I believe in catering to the man that I'm with. I believe in catering to men. You should be able to feel like you should be able to cater to the man that you're with. It doesn't mean that you are weak. It doesn't mean that you're not assertive. It just means that you understand how to take care of each other, and there's not a problem with that. I believe in a stroking of the ego. because she who strokes the ego gets everything. It's the women that try to figure out why he needs his ego stroke that always have a problem, instead of accepting what it is. Why do you need to be told that you're beautiful? You know, I don't dwell in the why. I look at what works, and I look at the toolbox that I talked about earlier that the Creator gave both of us to use, that attracts one another and is the yin to the yang. You know, so I don't understand that. Let's see what we have here before I get off of here. Let's see. I find myself as an owner of a business and being so aggressive in business. Sometimes I don't turn it off, but he loves my feminine energy. But I feel when we get on the phone, I get really aggressive. But when we get together, he says, "I love your feminine energy." So that means your default is not feminine. You want your default to be feminine. You don't want to have to switch out every single time. Be who you are going to be. You don't even have to be aggressive in business. I've gotten more contracts signed being a girl. I don't go to the table aggressively. I don't do that. I lead in a very soft manner, and I get whatever it is that I need to get done. But we've been taught that's the only way to do so. No need to block me. No need to block me. I've already unfollowed you. You are the one. When that's rude, you need to be careful, because that could be very classified as defamation of character, the way you did in your video. No, Kendra, I'm not rude, baby. You're the one that came on my page promoting your business without asking. So that's what's rude. It's always the people that do something, and then when you respond to what they do, they want to play the victim. No, I'm not her. You came on my page soliciting my followers that don't know anything about you, and you didn't even inbox and say, "Miss April, is it okay?" If you would have asked and I saw what you had, I might have promoted it for you for free, which I do for a lot of people that follow me. But it's always the people that find an issue when you correct them on their foolishness. So yeah, you can unfollow, but before you unfollowed, the fact that you took the time to tell me you were going to follow, you are a very unwise woman, and I bet you will respond to what I'm saying, because you're one of those people that got to have something to say, but yet you didn't think, let me ask before I post something. On it, she said, let me stop your elders. Yes, respect your elders, baby, because we have some things that we can teach you, young wet behind the ears, young folk. A young broom know how to sweep up the dirt, but a seasoned broom know exactly where the dirt is, baby. So you might want to sit around and learn something, because that's rude to come on somebody's social media and promote your business, because they've done the work to build their platform, but yet when somebody does that, what it's saying is, I have not done the work to get people to buy into what I have, so I have to go to someone else's platform and beg on their side. So you might want to learn something from a veteran who's been in business 17 years of how to do things. Okay? So go ahead. Go ahead. To the left. Thank y'all. To the left. Yes, go ahead. Yes, yeah. I'm one of those, and for those of you that's Miss April, you don't even respond. No. You have to understand, the only way people can be corrected is when they are told they are out of line. And so for me, you will never see me go on somebody's social media and promote what I have in their comment section. You will never see me do that, because it's rude and it's disrespectful. And what to me, it's equivalent to someone that did not buy a domain name. They have the isellcbd.wix.com. I don't take you seriously if you couldn't even invest in buying a domain name, like invest in building your own platform. And no, it's defamation. You start defamation. You came on my platform trying a girl. I appreciate you, Miss Mason, for respectfully addressing her. Very mature and very classy. I love Queen Mama. Love you more. I just believe that we have to have a standard of how we do things. You know, I get people that inbox me all day. They don't introduce themselves. They don't say, hey, Miss April, I've watched your videos. They just send me links, buy this, or can you promote this? Can you? No, I don't do that. If you don't know how businesses ran, and you know, since you said respect your elders, maybe it's these little millennials that need to understand, which is probably why she ain't making no money. There's a way to do things. There's a way to do things. And if it were me and I was on someone's social media platform and they checked me, I couldn't really get mad about that. I might not like how I felt, but I couldn't get mad about that. Shannon, I hate when people say that too. Don't let them steal your joy. It's not about stealing joy. People act like, let me address this right quick too. Just because you address something does not mean your joy is being stolen. It does not mean you're angry. It does not mean that you're upset. What it means is I saw something out of line and I addressed it. So people always assume that your joy or that you are just a bit out of shape, and that's not it. We have to stop living in an old sensitive culture. No, I'm not, my joy ain't gone nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. Those are cliches that we say, you know, to be able to, instead of saying, address it. Okay? Yes, Latasha said it best. You should always speak when you enter someone's house. Manners 101. And that's social media as well, too. Bottom line. Miss Mason, she ain't for it. And at the end of the day, this is a perfect example of femininity. Doesn't mean that you don't speak up for yourself. It doesn't mean that you sit back and you know what, I'm not even going to address the trolls. No, it's not about addressing trolls. It's about sometimes you use things as a learning lesson, you know, and some things I will pull out and I will use them because a lot of people might do that particular thing. And I use it as a method of teaching, okay? Lesson learned. So if you are in business, never, ever, 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 ever do that. Always ask, or if you want someone that you think your product could be of service to, introduce yourself first. Hey, such and such, you know, I really admire your work. I saw what you've been doing. I watched several of your videos, or I saw your book or whatever, and based upon what you do, I thought that the product that I have could be something that you might want to offer your audience, because I think it will be of great service for them, considering you deal with women and my product is geared toward women. That's all you gotta say. Okay? All you gotta say. So femininity doesn't mean weak. Femininity doesn't mean you're a pushover or a doormat. Femininity doesn't mean that you only feminine for a man. It's all about you being you because it's your best friend first. Feminine women make more money. Why is that? Because we're more creative. Because we know how to sink down into our womb, into our creative force. And we know how to pull from what we need. Matter of fact, it's not even about pulling. It's just automatically there. We know how to get into that essence, even if it means just going for a walk outside in the grass with no shoes on and being connected to the earth. It's a lot of people think that being feminine has to go back to cooking and cleaning and all of those things. No, wearing pink. I just happen to like the color pink. But if you notice, when most women put on a dress and they get all done up, they're wearing matching panties and bra, and you just ooze sensuality. Sensuality and spirituality all goes together, but people don't seem to want to address that part. And it's all connected to your creativity. But yet go to work, go to school, and learn, and do things like a man do. And then we wonder why, you get of age and you got all of these wonderful accomplishments, but can't seem to attract a quality date to save your life. Okay? We got to learn how to get into that. Okay? You handled her in a very tactful and diplomatic manner, not weak or unprofessional at all. No, But people, once again, people will try to do things to you and then be mad and call you out because you address them. No, I will always, always address when I feel as though someone is trying to override me, someone is trying to dismiss me. No, I will. No, you will not dismiss me. What I will do is I will respond. Don't react. You respond. As said women, we respond. We don't react, and we do it in a very, very, ladylike way. Like so. What let me know her level of thinking is when she said, "Let me respect my elders." I guess that was supposed to be taken as a dig. I like being a wiser, more seasoned woman. That's not a dig for me. I look good to be about to be 45 in 2 months. So I'm not. it doesn't bother me at all. I love it. That the 25 to 38s can't stay away from me. I love that. So it's not a dig, for me, because it's only a dig when you feel like getting older is a problem. But I like when I walk out the house and be all eyes on me. I like having a mind full of wisdom and understand how to not only be a businesswoman, but how to be a feminine woman at the same time too, and loving every parts of who I am. All me and my size 6'8". I'm loving that. And I would still love it if I was a 16, 18, if I was 18, 22. So things like that let you know the mentality of a person. So you just gotta, check them and pat them on the booty and scoot them on along. Okay. So I hope you learned something today. And rise up, feminine ladies. Even if it means just go sit outside for a minute and ask yourself, just say, whoever you pray to, Creator, God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whoever it is, reset what I've been taught. Help me to reset what I've been taught, because there's something off in the equation. And I'm not the woman that I know that I'm yearning on the inside to be. I just don't know how to get her out. Lead me to and guide me to come in contact with people, with books, with programs, with strangers that continue to help put the pieces to the puzzle together for where I'm heading. And let things constantly be revealed. I'm telling you what I had to do. I had to ask God. I said, God, please, I need to be reset. Everything that I thought I knew about spirituality, which I realized I didn't know anything about spirituality. I knew everything about religion. Everything that I thought I knew about anything that's causing me to have the same results in my life that's causing me agony. Reset. And this time of quarantine is actually the perfect reset time. Hold on. I can't see you, darling. Hey. I'm on live right now, baby. Okay. Can I call you back? Yeah, you can call me. All right, bye. What was I saying? I got distracted. Oh, yes, ask the Creator to show you what it is that you need, because the reason why you keep going through the same cycles of life is because you're using the same set of information. And that same set of information is causing you to get the same results, but you're thinking that it's more from eventually it's going to work because I'm going through some tests and trials. And that's not what it is. It's that set of information just ain't right. That's really what it is. And I know from church, it was the more I kept doing a thing, it was not told to me, maybe you need to switch that. It was told to me, keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again. And one day God is going to honor you keep hitting your head up against the wall. Not saying, well, something is not clean in the milk. The results that what you're doing is not equaling this result that you say you want. So that means you need some new information. Okay? So that will be my best way of getting you on the road, because I don't want to overwhelm you with things that you could do. But the first thing that I did when I start feeling that tugging and that pulling of, there got to be more, there got to be more, it has to, something is off, something is off. When I start feeling that, I sat on my couch. I remember sitting on the couch saying, God, reset me. Because all of these years I was what? 30, what was I, 38? 38 at the time? I was like, all of these years I've been doing the same thing. And I'm frustrated because this is what I was taught to do. But then the answer came in a very, very still manner. Who taught you that? And is it working for them? It had to be, and it caused me to have to take a step back and look at the things that people that taught me in my life and look at their lives and realize I've just been following blindly because this ain't working for them. Okay? So, gotta go. Somebody said, she said that to be inclusive, not everybody believes the same thing. Some people believe in the same deities and gods. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not religious. I don't practice any type of religion. I practice spirituality. So I said that to let people know, whatever you choose to believe in, that's where you're putting your faith. So wherever you're putting your faith, you should be able to use what you're getting from there to create the life that you want. So I don't believe in, like I said, in religion in that manner. But I do believe that there's principles that you can find in everything. Okay? So I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you got something out of this live. Let me return my phone call and get back to work. So feminine women, rise up because the world needs us in droves. They don't need us on the picket lines fighting. They need us to be in our creative energy and to be able to vibrate on a higher level so we can shake this place. All right. Love y'all.